Mine.
Okay, hop inside my mouth if you want to live.
As we approach the January 12th reveal of the Nintendo Switch, it's becoming increasingly clear to me that with each purported leak and rumor list, one topic consistently pops up for vigorous debate: old software on new hardware, and more specifically, Wii U ports. The Nintendo community, as with almost everything, is predictably at odds with itself over the prospect of this happening.
I can't take all this fighting!
Some are totally on board, while others are generally meh, along with a few who are not so accepting. And then there are the folks who are reacting like it somehow invalidates their very existence. Yeah. Anywho, to better understand a topic, you need to ask yourself the big questions. One of them being, does the Switch need Wii U ports? In my view, it certainly wouldn't be hurt by it. When a new gaming platform releases, console, handheld or otherwise, it's going to have a launch lineup that looks basically like this. And it's customary, as in recent times, for it to host a healthy mix of new and old software. Your new Mario, new IP or a third-party exclusive. You're also going to get your old. These can be categorized into straight-up re-releases, remasters, and enhanced ports. Now, it's entirely reasonable for the early adopter to expect this to outweigh this. Actually, it's something they can outright demand. If not, what would be the point of substituting or upgrading in the first place? Some commenters have been considerably vocal about their concerns, understandably that the Switch launch window will be overly dominated by these previous generation releases. When the numbers are tallied up at the end of the day, not only do I think this will not be the case, but either way, I feel it's not viewing things from the big picture. What's worse is the minority opinion that it should not be a thing at all because reasons. Now, I'm not one to begrudge someone's ability to participate in petty rationales. You have opinions, I have an asshole, but I can respond by telling you you're wrong. As I mentioned earlier, it's entirely reasonable to expect the new to outweigh the old, but I also think it's unreasonable to demand that this suddenly disappear just because you have no interest in it. Some people do, and I think there's enough potential and room for these games to coexist and thrive alongside whatever new software the Switch has to offer. And let's be clear, these are supplementary releases. They exist first and foremost to accompany the new software and beef up the numbers a little. They are not the focus, nor are they intended to be. Now let's take a moment to talk about the word potential. Wii U was a system of much potential when it was first revealed. It's had its fair share of great experiences, which are some of the very best the industry has had to offer in the last 5 years. That's not even in contention. Nintendo knows how to create games, quality experiences that are standard to which most others are judged. But it's not enough. The Wii U never quite lived up to the sales or the company's stated vision for the console, as muddled as it was over the years. Most damaging was the anemic install base that never allowed it to take off in the minds of gamers and in the hands of consumers. Install bases matter, and they can shift how we perceive the issue at hand. When I look back at the PS3 to PS4 transition and the ensuing debate about the wisdom of having so many remasters, it was a fair question to ask why a system would need to double dip with an install base at the time that was just shy of 80 million. It's true that the Wii U games for the most part have sold remarkably well for a system with such a low install base. There could be a number of arguments to explain this, like due to the low number of games on offer that a smaller but dedicated fanbase aggressively supported what little there was to choose from. Whatever. The numbers are fine. The numbers are good. I know you're thinking this pokes holes in my overall argument. What I'm trying to get at is how much better do you think they could be on a thriving platform?
Gentlemen, you have my curiosity. But now you have my attention.
I intentionally haven't used the word sales in the question. Sales are a standard and valuable tool to judge, but there are other metrics that can be used to gauge success. Take for example the gamer demographics who may end up purchasing a Switch. It's my view that a truly thriving platform flourishes by catching the attention of all that it can. From your portable to console Nintendo fans, to your casuals, semi and hardcore, to your perceived rivals of Sony, Microsoft and PC. If you can break through to just some of them, it's the beginning of some new and fruitful relationships. They get to open themselves up to something new, and you get to offer them some things they may have skipped or didn't even know they were missing. It's the potential like that can offer these ports a new lease on life to a fresh and prospectively larger audience. What you also have to consider here is
perspective.
What is defined as old may not exactly be the case. take me in Splatoon. It looks colourful, vibrant and fun. Just one thing, I've never played it. I fully intend to get it, eventually, for the Switch. So technically, it's new to me. You might find the lines of new and old tend to get blurred when we consider what we have and haven't experienced for ourselves. To further complicate things, you might want to consider the emphasis that some will subjectively place on one thing over another. That one thing has the power to make all of this a moot point.
What are you trying to say, sir?
Like you'd be holding something in that hand, and this hand you'd forget about. This hand you'd be concentrating on. That hand you'd go, what did I have there? I don't even remember.
What Nintendo appears to be doing with the Switch is at the very least spiritually extending the life of the Wii U. It appears to be taking the bits and pieces that worked best while stripping it of the elements that fell flat. What they're also doing is bringing back some of those older experiences along for the ride with a few touch-ups here and there. And I don't see a problem with that. So what can I say to the self-centered ones?
Mine?
That their credibility as a Wii U owner is suddenly diminished as a result of their favourite plastic box's exclusivity card being revoked? Well, allow me to fill you in on something.
Come here.
You're irrelevant.
What?
Oh no, she did not.
Yes, I know it hurts, but the truth usually does. And I include myself in this at just a 14 million week blip on a radar.
Otherwise, you're just small potatoes.
Newsflash, the system fails. Know that in no way means the games did, or that it didn't do some very good things along the way, but you need to be honest enough with yourself to understand that things have moved on. Nintendo certainly has. When it comes to catering to the prospective Switch audience, you might be a little shocked to find out that you're no longer near the top of that priority list. I can be humble enough as a current Wii U owner who enjoys it to admit they're not really doing any of this for me, and that's cool, but I can reap the benefits just the same. I think a majority of gamers do, as a bulk of consumers intrinsically understand the benefits of variety. Choices breed freedom, the freedom in an opportunity to buy an attractive product or to hold off until something better comes along. The key point here being that having both does not take away from the other. You play what you want to play, they get to play what's new to them, and everyone gets to be a happy camper.